every time there's a new Mr. Olympia, you got some boomer from the 90s coming up and saying, oh, well, back in my day, we came in better shape. Well, let me tell you this. I came from that day and you're dead wrong. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com. All right, let's talk about the Olympia. My thought is Dorian Yates would have probably lost the 2022 Olympia. Let me elaborate on this. So Dorian Yates is honestly the reason I started lifting. I was 13 years old at the 7-Eleven in Inglewood, California, off of La Tierra and Centinela, right by my casa, right by my house. I wanted to get big for football, right? So I went to go buy a magazine because, you know, back in the day, I'm so old, we didn't have the internet as we know it now. We had some slow loading porn sites. We had AOL Instant Messenger, but we didn't have lightning fast cable modems, Ethernet, whatever you want to call them, right? Sports Illustrated didn't tell you how to get jacked and huge. So I sought out the muscle magazines, Flex, Muscle and Fitness, Muscle Mag, Iron Man. So I looked over and Flex had Dorian Yates on the cover. All I remember were his hamstrings, grainy, veiny, absolutely nasty. As a football player, a fat lineman to be exact, I knew I wouldn't be getting legs like that anytime soon, but the muscle drew me in. I was hooked. And from then on, I was addicted to bodybuilding. But honestly, I don't think Dorian would win the Olympia in 2022. What? What'd you say, Marc? Oh, Dorian gets smacked. Maybe third. In fact, I think Nick Walker could have taken him. Maybe fourth place. But why do you think that? Before I get into why I think that, I want to tell you, first of all, I got to make sure my digestion's on point. So Machine Uptake is a delicious, all-natural, calorie-free, naturally sweetened wafer. It is a probiotic. Eat it with your meals. If you're lactose intolerant, take it. When you drink your whey, it's a treat. If you're dieting, it's like having dessert. Machine Uptake, I'll link it down below. So now we got that out of the way. Got bills to pay, right? So what happened? Why am I going off on this? Rich Gaspari, a good friend of mine. I love Rich to death. One of the nicest guys you ever meet. But like the true boomer he and I are, he posted that 90s bodybuilders were better and came in better condition. Okay? Now, Dorian Yates was grainy, but he didn't even have striated glutes. He had hard, grainy, they weren't striated. Not one striation in Dorian's glutes, maybe a little line down the middle, but even the bottom 10 at this year's Olympia have striated glutes. And the pic I just showed you, different angles, different lighting. It's not a fair comparison. For those of you who take pictures naked in different bathrooms at different hotels, you know that how you look in one mirror, your schlong might look bigger in one, your back might look shredded in the other, you might have ab veins in one. You know what I mean. That's why we don't here's a little tip for you single guys. If you're taking D pics, always wear a woman's watch because they're smaller and it's all about illusion and relativity. Smaller watch, the bigger your penis looks. So while the show isn't judged on glutes alone, generally speaking, if a person has striated glutes, they're probably lean as hell everywhere else. The issue is that the people who compared in the 90s are partial to the look. So people who competed in the 90s, they liked the way they looked. I love it all, man. I love bodybuilding. Flex Wheeler never had head-to-toe striations like Heidi Chopin does. Dorian can never do the vacuum like Derek Lunsford can. Chris Cormier never even came in shape, and he's a top 5 Olympia competitor years and years and years and years running. Currently, talking crap about the new guy. Actually, no, he's coaching them. I take that back. His generation is. But when Brandon Curry, when he won in 2019 with a near flawless physique that would have, in my opinion, I've stated before, beat Dorian. I think he would have beat Dorian. I do. We'll never know. Dorian couldn't help but to go on. I think it was Valuetainment on David's show and ish all over Brandon. How he would never, ever even place top 5 in the 90s. I think he would have beat Dorian. And again, I love Dorian. I'm friends with Dorian. I've traveled with Dorian. I just don't think that's a fair comparison. And what I'm saying is probably wrong. Because as you know, dude, bodybuilding's not judged by pictures. It's judged by two men standing side by side on stage and getting compared at the same time. Everything we're saying, what Dorian's saying, what Dusty Hanshaw's saying on Instagram, everything we're saying is complete and utter bullshit. Because bodybuilding, if you looked at the pictures of Paul actually placed second to me at USA's, and he ended up winning North Americans to get his pro card. If you look at our pictures online, Paul wins every day of the week. Paul's enormous. He photographs very well. Me, I'm not very good. I don't know. I look fine, but he's enormous, right? But on that day, you know, everybody agrees, I think, at least the judges did, and I think that I won when we stood side by side. Now, if we ever face each other again on stage, he's open, I'm 212, I don't know. He might beat me because on that day, he's better than me, or the judging panel's different that day, and they're looking for size over shape and conditioning, which he's really conditioned, so he'd probably beat me there now too. So it's like, these are all bullshit. It's all bullshit. We can never have Dorian in his heyday. It's like those fucking things like, who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron? Of course, Jordan. But realistically, we don't know how LeBron would have done in short shorts playing against, Bill Laimbeer, chopping his head off every time he went to the basket, right? So now that I've shit all over the 90s bodybuilders, let me lay out the facts, all right? Dorian was awesome. Hottie is awesome. Flex is awesome. You get the point. These are different generations and bodybuilding has evolved. While some might think it's evolved for the worse, I personally think, even as a man who grew up admiring 90s bodybuilders, that it hasn't gotten better or worse. It's simply taken its current form. A form where two former 212 competitors who can hold a vacuum and grate cheese on their butt cheeks can place first and second. A show where these two champions can be followed by a mass monster, Nick Walker, will probably win a few Sandows on his own in the future. A show where the 2019 Mr. Olympia, in the same or better condition than he was in when he won, was relegated to fourth place. A show that Big Ramy, the reigning two-time champ, got fifth place. This is the most competitive and most exciting time in bodybuilding history. These boomer bodybuilders are seeing things through biased glasses. They were and always will be champions, but the sport has moved on and is better than ever. What do you think? Is bodybuilding better than ever? Or am I out of my mind? Anyway, whatever you think, hey, comment down below. Okay, I want you to comment. What do you think? Am I stupid? Am I high? Am I fat? Am I skinny? Is my nose too big for my body? Okay, comment down below. I don't give a shit what you say. Just comment. Help me with these algorithms. They don't like me. Okay, like this video, subscribe to this channel. Only 5% of y'all clicked on that notification bell. Click on the notification bell. Okay, I want to know, is bodybuilding better than ever? I personally think it is. Most exciting Olympia in my lifetime. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, for your supplements, including this delicious Raise energy drink, go to tigerfitness.com. I got bills to pay. Thank you so much for watching. That's not a game.
The best booster isn't a shot. It's your natural immune system. Every time we step out into the world, we are attacked by viruses that do their best to break down our defenses. Vita helps solve this problem. Vita contains proven antiviral replication supplements and Imulina to ensure that your body is primed to defend itself against foreign invaders. Don't go another day unprotected. Get your Vita today.